Charlie and Grandad in Brexit. What's it all about? Part 1. How it all began.
Hey, Grandad, what's all this Brexit stuff about?
Well, where do you want to start, Charlie?
Well, it's about the name Brexit. That's a daft word. What does it mean?
Well, that's easy, Charlie. It's a mixture of two words, British and exit, and it means the British exit from the European Union. Does that make sense, Charlie?
Okay, but what is the European Union?
Well, Charlie, it's like a club. It's got members. It's got a rule book. It's got subscriptions. That's what you pay to be a member. And it has a committee who runs the club.
Okay, Grandad, I get that. It's a club. But what does it actually do?
To answer that, Charlie, we need to go back in time. We've got to go back to when it all began, way back in the 1950s, and just after the Second World War ended.
Oh, hang on, Grandad. It looks like this is going to take some time. Can I get some sweets out of the fridge?
Of course you can, Charlie. Help yourself. I'm going to get myself a glass of wine.
Yum, yum. Thanks, Grandad. I've got a curly-whirly. You can start now.
Well, Charlie, once upon a time, when countries in Europe had arguments, they would settle them by fighting, making war, killing as many on the other side as possible.
That doesn't seem very nice. Doesn't seem very kind either, Grandad.
You're right there, Charlie. It wasn't nice at all. And the last two great wars ended with 60 million dead in the First World War and 55 million in the Second World War.
Grandad, that is so awful.
It sure is, Charlie. That's why people at the end of the Second Great War in 1945, why they started to look for a better way of solving arguments.
So, what did they come up with, Grandad?
Well, two Frenchmen came up with a cunning plan. Their names were Jean Monnet and Robert Schuman.
What was the cunning plan?
Well, they said that if countries, especially Germany and France, who were always fighting with each other, if they set up a club with rules and a referee to settle arguments, war and fighting, well, it just wouldn't be needed.
Did the plan work, Grandad?
It sure did, Charlie, and it worked so well that other countries wanted to join this new club. Its posh name was the European Economic Community, EEC, which was later renamed the European Union, the EU. The first 6 members who joined were Germany, France, Italy, Belgium, Netherlands and Luxembourg, and that was in 1957.
Did the EU do anything else apart from stopping wars?
It certainly did, Charlie. It brought people in Europe closer together. It made it easy for EU member countries to trade with each other. It allowed Europeans to live, work, go to university in any of the 28 European Union countries. It gave workers health and safety protections at work. It gave them the right to be treated fairly by their bosses. Equal pay for women and men. Making food we eat safe. The cars we drive safe. Making phone calls and texts cheaper. Fighting crime, and much, much more.
Wow, Grandad, that's amazing. The EU sounds like a great club to be a member of. When did the United Kingdom join?
The UK joined in 1973, Charlie, along with Ireland. The EU now has 28 countries in the club. You can see them on the map.
OK, Grandad, the EU sounds cool. But what about Brexit?
Well, Charlie, you remember that Britain joined the EU in 1973, some 45 years ago, the year that Auntie Annabelle was born.
Sure do, Grandad.
Well, since then, some people now think the UK would be better off on its own and that we should leave the European Union.
Why do they think that, Grandad?
They seem to have forgotten that 45 years have gone when we have had no wars and we have had peace.